Hello everyone, Burb here. Scratchpad video today. If you're unaware, I reserve this theme for times where I have a topic I need to get off my chest that I find structure would actively hinder its discussion. So I'm going to try to speak genuinely as much as possible today. Whatever comes out in this one take. It may ramble a little bit, so please go and bear with me. But I think this topic goes and warrants this approach. If you're unaware, because you haven't watched broader YouTube, because a lot of creators have been talking about this, YouTube made changes to the monetization contract. If you are unaware, I sign a contract that allows ads to be played on my videos and allows it so I get a little bit of a cut and kickback from that. Before I begin, I want to make sure you are aware that this doesn't necessarily affect me too much, so don't worry. This channel will continue to operate the way it is. I wanted to get that out of the way early to not make people panic. I will be fine. It's just something I want to highlight because I think there's a side effect specifically for shorts that's just a little bit unfortunate, and there's a lot of people who have side jobs and full jobs in YouTube, and it's something I do want to highlight. So I do want to talk about it. Do remember my biases here. I am a contractor for YouTube. By definition, they pay me. I am under a contract with them. I'm trying not to drum up dissent. This is just simply realities that are happening. We don't really have a say in this. Our options are to remove ourselves from the monetization program or to go and sign this, and things will happen next February. I am brand new to YouTube. This is the first real change to the YouTube monetization policies that I have lived through. Change is scary, and I did self-reflect a little bit, and I did over panic the first time I was trying to make this video. It's technically all still speculation about whether or not this actively goes and does what I said probably on the thumbnail. Haven't made it yet, but it just goes and kills shorts YouTubers. This could be not the final form, and they could modify things a little bit. It's just when I went through the numbers, the math just isn't really mathing, and I don't think that shorts for Umamusume is going to be monetized once they go and roll out these changes. So I'll go over the various different changes with all those disclaimers out of the way. I just wanted to make sure y'all are aware of my current position in it right now. Remember, I am not a shorts tuber primarily. I'm a long form video tuber. So at least 3 of these changes don't really affect me too much. I just know there are people in the community that they do affect, and it makes me saddened a little bit for it. So I wanted to highlight it with the stuff I have. First of all, the only real good thing I'd say that came out of it personally is the premium lights being expanded to more countries. And while this seems really good and it seems like there's going to be a lot more revenue from it, realistically, I don't think this is going to move the needle too much because of regional pricing. In those areas where you have like lower ad revenues and such, because like let's be honest, like non-United States and non-Europe, non-United States and non-Europe viewers, their ad mills, their cost per mil is much lower. The YouTube premium regional pricing is also much lower as well. So I don't think this will be too much of a boost. It may be, but if you're unaware, basically all the premium watch hours for this channel get pooled up and they compare them to every other channel, and I get a cut directly proportional to my views out of the bigger cut. And this was the first little lesson I learned when I self-reflected, is that I panicked because I thought that they were changing stuff with this cut, but I was unaware that this has been the cut forever. So if you're unaware, the premium, like what you pay to YouTube for premium, 30% of it gets put into a pool for a regular premium, and 60% of it gets put into a pool for premium Lite. And I get 55% as a long form creator, not of particularly your views, but as a proportion to the whole. And I thought this was changing because I thought we had like 55 before, but no, we've always had 30-60. So that's perfectly my bad. I'm glad I did cut that and catch that, because I don't think that the additional views and additional premium from premium Lite expansion would go and compensate for that. The reason why this percentage is lower, don't panic about that, is because that includes YouTube Music. And as much as I wish everything was compartmentalized, because I don't think many people who are buying full premium are actually using the full YouTube Music stuff, unfortunately those music like licenses cost so much, and so that's what takes out so much of that revenue type. But the revenue for it is probably not going to change for many people in that method, for number one. The thing that does affect people a lot is the shorts minimum views. Before, once you were in, you were in. And This is trying to combat those AI slop shorts that you've been seeing. And I'm not going to give my opinion on AI here, but I would say that low effort content, primarily in the short scene, which there is a lot of, um, is troublesome. And honestly, the state of YouTube Shorts is not great right now. Before, once you were in, you were in, whether you got in through long form content, whether you got in for short form content. Now you have to maintain 10 million qualified shorts views, which is the current threshold to get into the monetization program. To put that in perspective, that's a ton of shorts views. Like, that is ridiculous. And the thing is that usually, a lot of times, it's through virality. Normally, there's one or two shorts that just completely blow up for a channel that get like 1 million, 2 million views, and that's kind of what sustains them over time. And this is incredibly, incredibly stressful to these shorts YouTubers, like across the board. But when you're in a community like this one, which is niche, like Umamusume, as big of a gaming community it is, it's one singular game, and it's not even the most popular gacha game. It's not Genshin, it's not like ZZZ, it's not friggin' Wuthering Waves, the big three that are out there right now. This is like a horse girl game that's like, I mean, we have good revenue because a lot of people have money that plays this game because it's a salaryman game, but the viewers are not as much as these other different ones. We aren't these big broad scope games. And so this is where I think it just kills it. First of all, Dark Burb is broke. My shorts will be completely demonetized as of when they roll this out, because I would need 111,000 engaged views per day, basically. And I don't think that my little 11,000 view shorts are going to make it. So I am a casualty of this. But to be honest, man, like shorts don't pay much. Like, they don't pay like anything. Even this one, which did rather well for my standards, like, it paid less than $1. Like, I can't give exact numbers, but it paid less than $1. It's really not worth my time to do so. So if I'm doing this for the love of the game, that's perfectly fine. But do note, though, that this is engaged views. It's qualified views, which is a different metric than the views itself. You can even see from mine, people who scrolled away, there's still 4,500 people who scrolled away. So the number you're seeing on YouTube is not the number of qualified views used for this number to maintain monetization. And it's just absolutely crazy to me how stressful it's going to be for those creators that are like barely and spent their hard work and hard time on this to just barely miss that 10 million quota and then not get revenue for that month. And they just spent all this time on it. And I don't know. I don't know how to suggest it, but this is where the video kind of came. I looked at two channels that keep popping up on my feed, Larry and Patrick. I don't know if their channels are going to be demonetized in terms of shorts or not. My suggestion to them would be to start doing some sort of compilations, and I'd say this to every shorts tuber: do some sort of compilations on your horizontal feed, because you just slowly build up a secondary audience that at least gives you something, right? It may not be great, but it's better than nothing, and horizontal is much more resilient than shorts seems to be. So, but even going through the math with 111,000 engaged views required, remember that probably 20 to 30% are just people who have looked at it and have swiped away. Perhaps it's different for them, but I'm just looking at the feeds, and yes, there's a couple videos on these that are like above 100K, but I did the math, and it's like, even if they're hitting 100K each, assuming that they're all engaged views, they're still missing it by 1 million. And this is why I think that, man, these niche games are just kind of, they're at this point, they're probably doing it for the love of the game. They may do updates when the time comes. I think it's next February. I think I may have a slide here for that. But this is what kind of saddens me, because there's people and there's shorts YouTubers that are much, much smaller trying to get into the space that watch me that I don't think have a path that way anymore, because it's just so hard. Like, it's just so hard to maintain that level of virality. And man, doing this stuff for free and this amount of effort is tough for it. In exchange, they are giving you shopping ads. Woo. They're apparently going to add some additional stuff to compensate for it, because you're not getting paid for the ad views. They're just taking them from you, right? If you're unaware what this is, the shopping ads are that a really annoying pop-up where like they just show a product on your screen, you can't get rid of it. This is nothing, man. It's so nothing. I mean, this requires your viewers to actually go and buy things and spend their real hard-earned money. If they're doing that, you might as well donate to the actual Umatubers that you care about. Let's be honest. Like, you can grab a product that's going to be overpriced, and it's going to be more pricey than what you can get in a store. It's not a popular opinion, but it is what it is. It's just more advertising and targeted adding to your own community. And I know that that's really the market for it. And if I were to make this a broad business where I 100% were being supported by this, that would have to be in the equation itself. I still have the dream, though, that like if people just watch, that's just enough for me. Like I said, this is a side job for me. I don't call it a hobby because a hobby is not tax write-offable, and it's not a full job because it can't sustain me, but it is some additional cash that helps me with my gotcha purchases and other stuff. So it would still need to 10x in ad revenue, and this just makes it much more scary for me because it's like, here's the deal. It's like, if this is getting hits to shorts, when does it happen in long form views? Because if they're combating those AI channels that are just making AI slot, not this one, sorry, I moved my mouse. It's not, they're perfectly fine. Sorry. There are AI channels that do that you probably see on your shorts feed. What are they going to do when the path of least resistance is no longer shorts? They're going to move over to my side of the stuff. That's what's really scary to me in this one. So yeah, I always said that if I was sustaining myself, I would need consistent revenue from ad revenue from the primary thing of just people watching without having to go and spend their actively earned money. Just their time is fine. That was always my threshold, and it seems like that goal is getting farther and farther. This is happening on February 1st, 2027. If these changes do go through, and I think they will, there is, yes, and that's for all of these changes that I'm talking about. But that's change number 2, trying to recenter myself. Change number 3, they're making it harder to entry. This sucks for a lot of people, but realistically, just from my experience, if you're making good content and you're providing a service, eventually you'll get there. What I will say is, man, you have to go horizontal at least somewhat. Like the path to 20 million qualified shorts views in 90 days, in which you're going to continuously have to maintain that. I don't think that's realistic for pretty much anywhere in the niche community or in the niche gaming community. I still think you go through basic watch hours if you're going through. Like I said, this sucks it sucks for people like Maku, and I hope Dragon's monetized at this point because this is grandfathered in. Or if he's not, February 1st is when this takes effect. It just makes it harder for everyone to get into the program. So I think by then, I mean, they're expanding. Maybe it's expanded to more countries, and that's why it is this. But it's just tough. And sorry, it's a hard topic for me to talk about. Number 4 was another one I panicked on, but it's fine. Basically, there's a window when your account goes inactive. This will never, no one's going to care about this. So no one's going to really fall into this. That's in the monetization program. You have to make a singular post every 6 months. I did not read that right. So if you're wondering if this account doesn't make a post or make a video in 6 months, I probably will be dead, to be honest, or living a happy retired life, one or the other. So this does not really be too much relevant. It's a good thing because this is saying they'll give you a warning and you just have to go and maintain your watch hours up a little bit. If you're wondering, this channel gets 1.7 thousand watch hours per month. So it will always go at this current moment. It will always go and reach that 1K hours per year. So this one's a nothing burger. This one's perfectly fine. And all this stuff will not affect me. It's just something I wanted to highlight because it's really unfortunate for I don't want to say it's really unfortunate for a lot of people that I know. And go and support them if you are able to, because the one thing they are keeping the same is YouTube memberships, is the alternative channels if you wish to, and super chats as well. So if you are in the giving spirit and you are able, again, take care of yourself first, but it's going to get tough here in next February for certain YouTubers on this space because we are a very niche community. The thing is that there is one thing that does affect me and everybody, and this is the one you probably know the most of because this is happening in 5 days. And you can consider this an old man yells at cloud moment for me because, I like keeping things the same and I don't see a reason to do this. But basically, long form views are becoming shorts views. And this really affects me because now Before, if you're unaware, you need to watch somewhere between 10 and 30 seconds of a video, depending on the video, in order for it to be counted as a view, because it's basically the engaged views metric in shorts. And now they're counting it frame one. And I know the reason for this. It's because shorts YouTubers are very confused when they look at their long form views and don't see the same viewer numbers as their shorts views. But this, and you've probably seen this part of it, this does a bunch of things that are like unintended side effects. First of all, you've seen this from other channels. I don't have too much thoughts on it, but again, this looks like it's just artificially increasing numbers for sponsors. Those sponsors, if they're worth anything, will actually know what they're doing and ask for your engaged viewers metric. I wouldn't know because, I don't have any sponsors, because no one will sponsor me. But it seems really, really short-sighted, because what's going to happen is there's going to be a ton of sponsors go in. They're going to get basically, they're going to see all the big numbers and be like, "Ooh, we'll pay them this much." And then they're not going to get any return. And then the sponsors will go away and then either ask for your new numbers or just lower their rates in general. So I don't see why that's good. You probably heard that argument from a lot of people. The other thing is that it's going to encourage botting and such, because you can literally just have people go and click the video and you have a bot farm do that. It's going to be impossible to tell, really, honestly, if somebody's doing that, but supposedly YouTube has guardrails for that. We shall see if they work, but that will just be a fact of life. And unfortunately, this is a public-facing number. This new public-facing number is this one frame views, and it hurts because you see 3 videos. Which one are you going to pick? Are you going to pick the one with 500 views? You're going to pick the one with 15,000 views? You're going to pick the one with 5 million views? And I know a lot of people say it's nuanced. There's a lot of stuff to that. I understand that. But all things together, realistically, man, these front-facing numbers matter. They are free advertising. If people watch a video, not only does YouTube go and expand it in the algorithm, but people watch a video because they see other people watching it and they trust it more. And it's just a fact of life. It's obviously it's a fallacy, right? But not everyone has the critical thinking that a lot of you guys and my viewers have. So it's unfortunate in that state, because it is a publicly facing forward number and it's prone to abuse, and the number is just fake. The number is not real. It's not necessarily real people, but it's people who haven't really watched the video, haven't even seen 10 to 30 seconds of it. And frankly, I don't really care about that number. I care about that engaged viewers metric, because that's who's actually watching and caring about the video. And this does nothing for me. This literally incentivizes more thumbnail stuff. It incentivizes clickbait. We're going to see more red arrows. We're going to see more things that are just meant to get you in there, get that view so their number goes up, so more people click on it as well. And it's, of course, everything's just a snowball. So I think it's a step in the wrong direction personally. Will I survive? Yes, I will. Realistically, I think I provide a service. I think you guys watch that service. Best you either like it or you don't, and you just want to post a mean comment. That's fine. It's engagement, I suppose. But either way, I think I will survive this. It makes my life a little bit harder, and it adds an additional annoyance that I have to think about. I don't think you're going to see my thumbnails changing too much, mostly because I honestly don't spend that much effort on my thumbnails. If you've noticed, it's just if I'm being clickbaity, it's because it's really funny to me. So that's why the Umamusume ones always have the Kidison Fire and the Diana Way, because they just are really funny to me. So the best thing is that this doesn't even change monetization. They still use the engaged views. There's literally no reason to do this except, I don't know, bigger number good. Yeah. That's all I have, but it's going to happen in 5 days. So if you see every single channel just increase about 25% views, they didn't just make it. It's just they changed the algorithm. So keep that into account, that yes, you may see that hey, the next big, when I do the emergency guide, it may have friggin' 30,000 views. Well, realistically, it's only 20,000. If it gets 5,000, it really only had 3,000. That's going to be across the board on every single YouTube channel that you see. And it's not retroactively happening. So it just kind of screws with my personal analytics and the data that I use to measure what you guys actually are wanting and looking for. So it's an additional complication. It's not something that's going to kill it, but I am scared because the closer that we get in long form content to short form contents, the closer that we get as long form content creators to the state that short form content is. And I don't want any of the rules that short form contents have in long form. I like where I'm at here. YouTube, you give me ads. I let you play ads in my videos. You get your money. I get a small cut of that. And I think that's a good arrangement. And I hope that we don't change that arrangement too much personally. Again, this wasn't meant to drum up anything. This is just realities that are existing, and I will adapt. But I just wanted to get it out there. It's a slippery slope. Like I said, they're changing one thing. They're making long form closer to short form. Hopefully, especially if the short form YouTubers are moving over to long form YouTubers and there's more outcry to make it closer to shorts. I really hope they don't do that. If you are a short form YouTuber, I do suggest you do make some long form content and try it out. It does take time to build an audience, believe me, but I think it'll be worth it for you in the long run. Just take this from somebody who's been doing long form content for 6 months now. So I'm pretty new to it myself. I'll be fine. It's just really scary to me. It really, really is. And I know that things don't last forever, but it would be nice if I could keep doing this for a while, at least for the stuff that I get from it. So it's nice of you guys to stick around. I know that those who really care will stick around no matter what happens in terms of whether things are stacked against me or for me. And I'm in a truly blessed position right now. I just know there's many that are right on that border and right on that line, and the moving of this goalpost will go and affect them. So I just wanted to highlight that. I know I've yapped on for probably 20 minutes or so on it, but it's something I need to get off my chest so that I could have it out of mind and just go back to making normal Uma content. So I appreciate you bearing with me, but take care. And I guess I probably should be going and doing more collabs with smaller creators and stuff and giving back and all that, but I'm really bad about talking with people, so it's just sort of an introvert thing. So take care, everyone. You're going to have, take care, everyone. Burp out. We'll talk about that at a later date.